Hey, what's up? It's your boy Serrano. Hope all is well. So today we're going to be taking a look at the battle of the A15s. On the right, we have the Samsung Galaxy 5G to my right. And on the left, we have the Umidigi A15. So we're going to be doing a quick comparison of both of these smartphones. So make sure you guys stay locked into the end of the video. But if you're brand new to the crew, I truly appreciate you for coming through. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So the Umidigi offers a case that actually has a tinted color. It's like a smoky gray. And inside of the box, you're going to be getting user manual. You'll also be getting a wall brick, which is actually fast charging. And so this is going to offer some quick speeds, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then you also do get the SIM remover tool, as well as the charging cable. Now, the Samsung Galaxy A15 is going to come in a very sleek box, which is very small. And inside of the box, all you're going to be getting is your user manual. In addition to that, you're going to be getting a charging cable. So that's pretty much everything that you're going to get inside of the box when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. But I am going to be giving a brand new unopened Samsung Galaxy A15 5G out to one of my subscribers. So make sure you subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this, and stay locked in with me. But when it comes to the storage and virtual RAM of both of these devices, we are getting 8 GB of RAM plus another 8 when you add on the virtual memory inside of the Umidigi. And on the Samsung, we're getting 4 GB of RAM with an extra addition of 4 GB on top of that as well. Now, when it comes to the bodies of both devices, you are going to see we have a side mounted fingerprint, and on the top of that, you're going to get your volume rocker on top of that. So you're going to get your fingerprint and your volume rockers above it. You can see that the volume rockers are separated on the Umidigi. On the Samsung, it's connected as one button. And then you're going to see that on the back, we have our camera setups right here, a vertical design on the Samsung, and a really nice looking disc design on the Umidigi. At the top, we have a headphone jack on the Umidigi, as well as a microphone on both at the top. On the other side, we're going to get a dedicated multi-function shortcut key button on the Umidigi, and they both actually have expansion of up to 1 terabyte on both of these devices. On the bottom of both devices, we are getting an additional microphone on both, as well as the speaker, and we're also getting a headphone jack on the bottom of the Samsung. And then one of the main differences is that the Samsung will offer a audio experience of dual speakers, where you're just getting the single firing speaker on the Umidigi. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. But when it comes to the actual displays on both of these devices, let me just show you real quick. The Umidigi is actually freezing up because something happened, but let me just pause the video real quick. So you do see that the Umidigi has like a V-drop notch, and the Samsung Galaxy has like a Infinity U-drop notch. So they actually have really good aspect ratios when it comes to the bezels, because they're not going to give you too much of bezels to look at when you're looking at these devices. So I definitely think that they're going to offer you some really good viewing experience. But one solid advantage that's going to go to the Samsung is it's going to have a full HD panel versus the Umidigi having an HD panel. Now, we'll get into the displays in a little bit more detail, but I just wanted you to hear something. First, we're going to test out the speakers on the Umidigi, and then we're going to test them out on the Samsung. But let me go ahead and max out the brightness on both, so you can get an idea of the brightness levels for both of these devices. And you can see they're both maxed out. And one of the clear advantages about the Samsung is it's just going to have a beautiful, more concentrated, saturated display, making it a lot more like better to look at. So let's listen to the speakers on the Samsung. All right, so let's turn that down. And now let's pump up the volume on the Umidigi. But this display on the Samsung is going to be a lot brighter. It's going to give you a more better display because it has like a better resolution. It's also giving you an AMOLED panel versus the LCD display you're getting on the Umidigi. Both 20:9 aspect ratio. As far as the weight, the Samsung is going to be slightly more, a little bit more heavier. And as far as the processing chips, we're going to get into that in just a second. But I definitely think that the Samsung has the clear advantage when it comes to the displays. But you do get a 6.7 on the Umidigi versus a 6.5 on the Samsung. So if you wanted a bigger display, I definitely think that the Umidigi looks pretty decent too. We also do have a 90 hertz panel on the Samsung, and we actually have a, on the Umidigi, it's a 60 hertz panel. So side by side, you can see that the brightness is way brighter on the Samsung at this angle. But let's go ahead and tap Facebook to test out the speeds. 1, 2, 3. That's going to go to the Samsung by just a hair. Let's go into the Play Store. 1, 2, 3. That looked like it was the Umidigi right there. So they're 1-to-1 right now. And we're going to go into a few more apps. The Apps X application on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to go to the Umidigi. So we're going to test out a few more apps on here. Let's try IG. No, let's try Instagram. 1, 2, 3. And that definitely went to the Samsung right there. So 3-to-1. Let's try like 2 more apps. Let's go ahead and test out the Bible app. 1, 2, 3. That looked like it's going to go to, that's a dead tie right there. Let's do a quick tiebreaker. Just testing out 2 more apps. So let's open up SoundCloud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And that looked like it did load faster on the Umidigi, but I wasn't logged in. So let's try 1 more app so that it could kind of be even when we're comparing both of these devices. So let's do TubeTube on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And that looks like it's going to go to, I'm still waiting for both to load up. It looked like it went to the Umidigi right there. Now we're going to do some gaming testing on the Umidigi first. Let's go ahead and download the latest update on here. But the biggest difference is that you're going to notice that the viewing angles are much better on the Samsung. Also, the other thing is that you're going to get a 90 hertz refresh rate on the Samsung and 60 hertz on the Umidigi. The pixels per inch are 396 compared to 262, so more saturated colors in a smaller space. So it's definitely going to look really good when it comes to the Samsung when you compare it to the Umidigi. Now the materials used are both plastic and glass, but I actually like both of the materials that they did use on both of these devices because it's giving you a nice smooth finish. On the Umidigi, I don't even think this can actually fingerprint on the back of the Umidigi, but on the Samsung, you will notice some accumulated oils and finger residue when you're actually using it. But if you're still here, just type down in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm, okay? But right now, we're going to be doing a gaming test, and first we're going to start off with the Umidigi A15. Now, keep in mind the Umidigi A15 has 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage on here, which is crazy. And it's also giving you the Unisoc Tiger 616. So as far as the graphic quality, when I go into the settings, let me just turn this up so I can hear people come in. Let's go into graphics, and it actually gives you smooth and ultra frame rate. So it should be a pretty smooth experience when you're gaming on here. No, so far it does feel pretty decent. It's a little bit choppy though, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of choppy. But you can actually game on this device with no issues whatsoever. There we go, so I did get first blood right there. You kind of do cover up the speakers a little bit. But as far as gaming quality on here, it's definitely pretty decent. You can definitely game on this device and not have any issues whatsoever while you're using it. But the only thing is it's a little bit choppy on this device. So with the Samsung, you are getting 4 gigabytes of RAM with an additional 4 of virtual memory. You're going to notice it's much cleaner on the Samsung for gaming, because it's got a Dimensity 6100 processing chip, which is just feels really smooth. It doesn't feel choppy at all, so it feels like the movements are very accurate, and like I'm able to basically it just feels really good when it comes to the touch response. Like wherever my finger goes, I feel like it's like very, very accurate on here. So I really like the touch controls on this device. It just feels really smooth. This panel is definitely made for gaming and stuff like that, so you could really tell the difference when you're using it. Everything feels really smooth. There's barely any stutters on here or hiccups. So that's going to be very apparent right away when using the Samsung. So I just wanted to mention that. So I definitely see a performance boost when you're using the Samsung. And these devices are only $50 apart or $30 depending on where you buy them. Because you could get the Samsung for around, you know, oh damn. But you could get the Samsung for like $199 or free with a port in, and you can get the Umidigi for about $150 right now on Amazon as well. So you're definitely going to get a really good price tag with this device, like either one you pick up. So yeah, I definitely think that the Samsung is going to be better when it comes to the overall performance on here. Now, both of these devices offer NFC, and they also do support fast charging. The Umidigi is going to have 20 watts wire charging, and the Samsung is going to have 25 watts wire charging when it comes to the speed overall. So I definitely think that Umidigi does charge really quick when it comes to like charging it up, but the Samsung will have it beat when it comes to the 25 watts of fast charging on this Samsung 1, 2, 3. And I felt like I missed it on the Umidigi because it vibrated. 1, 2, 3. So it's a lot faster on the Samsung. It looks like, hold on, let's do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So a little bit faster on the Samsung as far as the fingerprint sensor. But another thing is that on the Samsung, you can double click the power button as a shortcut key. I like that feature, but the Umidigi has a dedicated button where if I double click that, I could get that as well. But if I single press it, I can also get like a recording app, or I could choose whichever one I want. And then long pressing it, so you get 3 different options. The long press, which I have as a screenshot option, the single press, which is going to give me my audio recorder, and the double press, which can give me my flashlight. So you could actually make that button have any like any task that you want. But I definitely think both of these devices will be pretty promising as far as like daily use. They won't let you down when it comes to the performance, and they both have really nice scrolling speeds when it comes to using each of these devices, like for opening up apps and everything. They're very reliable when it comes to the networks and the speeds. But I think that the microphone quality will be better on the Samsung. We also will get Bluetooth 5.2 compared to the Bluetooth 5.0 on the Umidigi. So I just want to mention that. And then as far as the cameras, we do get a 16 megapixel front facing camera that we're going to have on the Umidigi. So you will get the 16 megapixel on the Umidigi's front facing camera, and you will get a 13 megapixel on the Samsung. You can see right here we have a 64 megapixel on the rear of the Umidigi, and then on the Samsung we actually have a 50 megapixel mode when you go into the photos right here. So let me just turn it around, and you will get, you know, the 50 megapixel. They both also offer macro 2 megapixel cameras and night photography as well. You also do get an ultra wide camera on the Umidigi for taking pictures, and you also do get the ultra wide on the Samsung when you put it back to the 12 megapixel camera. So they're gonna have some really good field of view when it comes to taking pictures. You're gonna get a good field of view at that 120-degree angle for both, which is gonna be really solid when you wanna get a wide angle shot. And then you do get, let me test out the cameras real quick because I just want to do a quick comparison of those. Both of these cameras will also offer like 1080 30 frames per second when it comes to taking shots. So, I really like this thing right here on the Umidigi because it gives the age, race, and it tells you the color of the skin or whatever. So you get some AI technology on this camera, which is actually really cool. When you mess around with it, you can go into the settings and you could add that and take it off. So I think that's a really cool feature of the Umidigi, is that you get those options right there that you could play around with. You can also customize the picture quality. And it says right here, face attribute detect. So it does kind of detect the age of something you're looking at, even humans. And so I think that's a really cool feature. So let's use the 64 megapixel camera to take a shot with the Umidigi right now, and you can see it's doing that age detect thing, which is cool. All right, so pretty slow shutter lag on that one. Let's go to the 50 megapixel on the Samsung and take the same shot. And let me know which one looked better. But I definitely think they're going to be pretty cool because you get that wide angle camera on both. But just keep in mind the Samsung will actually offer it on video mode too. So you get the 8 megapixel wide angle on the Umidigi and the 5 megapixel wide angle on the Samsung. But battery life is going to be pretty similar. 5,000 milliamp hour batteries on both of these devices. And when it comes to the software updates on both of these devices, the Samsung is going to get 4 years, 5 years of security patches and 4 years of OS updates, whereas the Umidigi, I'm not sure if it's going to get any updates when it comes to the software on the Umidigi. But let me know what you guys think about the Umidigi versus the Samsung Galaxy A15. You will get 5G on the Samsung and only 4G on the Umidigi. So I just kind of want to mention that as well. But I definitely think both of these devices are pretty good for the price. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you're still here, just type down below, I'm still here. So I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. I'll check you guys later. Peace.